Trigger warning, this topic has sexual content, so please take care of yourself. And I have a question for you to start. Have you ever been unhappy with or in your body? Put the letter U below if you have ever been unhappy with your body. Put U XXXXXX if you're still unhappy with your body or have moments when you're unhappy with your body. Have you ever criticized your body? If you've criticized it, put the letter C below for criticism. You are so not alone. The stats are actually 91%. 91% of women are unhappy with their bodies. You're not alone, and it's so not your fault. So just take a breath into that. I want to share one other stat. 53% in 2021, 53% of women in a study reported that they had suffered from burnout. And the number one reason for the burnout was lack of self-care. Again, if you can relate to that, just put the word care below. So you are in the right place. Welcome to The Naked Truth. Part 1. 3, it'll probably be 4 hidden myths that keep us unhappy with and in our bodies and cause burnout. Put yes below if you want to learn about the naked truth, hidden myths. So one of the things that's going to happen is you are going to learn some practical steps and some tools here to actually start to dissolve that body unhappiness and burnout, to avoid burnout. You are going to find out what has been stopping you from having body happiness, what is blocking you. And you are going to leave here feeling more hopeful, more confident, and more connected to your body and more feminine. And stay with me till the end. I have a very valuable resource that has been 20 years in the making, and I am going to give you that at the end. So do I have your permission to share a little bit about myself, since we're going to be intimate here and talking about this very taboo subject? Say P for permission below in the chat, please. I am Vireo. Sounds like Cheerio, but with V like vulva and vagina. I'm a pleasure coach. I'm an expert in the area of sacred sexuality and sacred femininity. And I have been guiding women to dissolve body hatred and body shame, increase their libido, love their bodies, see their bodies buck naked as beautiful. I've been doing that for 17 years now. I have 15 years of experience of teaching in the classroom. I have a master's in education. I'm a multiple best-selling author. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I am the co-creatrix with the Divine of the 12-month pleasure program. This is our 9th year. And I am the co-creatrix with the Divine of the Pleasure Revolution. And I am blessed to live in Mexico, where I am right now, hence the fan, for 6 months of the year. And the other 6 months I live in northern area in Canada. And my life is very blissful. My lifestyle is amazing that I can travel back and forth and work online with my clients. And I'm going to tell you, my life has definitely not always been this way. Trigger warning. I was 10 years old when I was raped. That one moment changed everything and the trajectory of my life. In order to survive, I unconsciously began to disassociate from my body. I began to ignore my body, and I lost the capacity to actually tune in and listen to my own body wisdom and my own intuition. And I literally lost Vireo. If you can relate, put lost in the chat or the letter R. Maybe you didn't lose yourself, but maybe you can relate to that. And I went from unhealthy and abusive to unhealthy and abusive relationship after relationship after relationship because I was so disconnected from my body. I so didn't get any warning signs. And I remember a decade ago, I was face down in a puddle of snot and tears. My mom had just had another diagnosis around cancer. I had a heartache that week, and my boss terminated my contract while I was on medical leave. I was a fucking mess. I was so burned out. My heart was racing. And I remember the voices in my head. They were shouting, "You are so stupid, Vireo. You're not good enough. You just failed again at relationship. You just failed again at job. You can't get anything right." And I prayed. I didn't know what else to do. And I heard this message from like this place deep within me that said, "Be sovereign." I'm like, sovereign? What's sovereign? But it's like my soul note. I knew, oh, sovereign, like a queen. I have my crown in my cabinet. If I had it, I'd put it on for you right now. Might need to get yourself a queen, sister. So I realized also my whole life that I had given away the responsibility and the power of my own personal happiness and my self love and my body love and my confidence to the men in my life. And I'm fucking done with that. So I dedicated the next 13 months, the next 13 moons to self love, to get to know this body. I studied the art of self pleasure. I became a Taoist tantric practitioner, a tantrika. I learned things about my own female anatomy that I didn't even know I didn't know until I was 51. I'm 64 years young today. I look and feel younger than I did at 40. I learned a mindset tool, belief or patterning. I studied positive self talk and I transformed those hundreds of beliefs. Not good enough. Who the fuck do you think you are? Unlovable, unworthy, undeserving. I transformed those beliefs. And what happened, I also developed my own shame busting tool from all that learning. And what happened is women started coming to me, pun taken, but not pun intended. And they started saying, we'll have what you're having, Vireo. Remember in the movie when Harry Met Sally, when Meg Ryan's going, oh, 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 and she's faking the orgasm? Put O below if you remember that scene. But here's the deal. She was faking it. I wasn't faking it. And so 9 years ago, I birthed the pleasure program, and women came into the pleasure program and they started dissolving that body hatred, dissolving the self-hatred and self-criticism. They started increasing their body confidence, their self-confidence, their body love. They increased the libido in and out of the bedroom, first with themselves. And that's why I'm here today, sharing with you the naked truth. Actually 4 hidden myths that keep you unhappy with your body and suffering from burnout, because it does not have to be that way. Oh, and I want to tell you that I no longer disassociate. I no longer disconnect from my body. I don't burn out anymore because I'm really fucking great at putting myself first, and my self-talk rocks. And if you want some of that, stay here. So put number 1 in the chat if you would like to know the number 1 hidden myth that keeps us unhappy in our bodies and burned out. And thank you for participating. This is actually for you that I ask you to participate, because when you do, it actually helps it to go from short-term memory to long-term memory when I'm teaching here. And I would love your participation as well. Now, just a side note, my talk was shared by Elizabeth and her team because Facebook actually shut down my account. So I won't be able to see your chats below. Please do share them. Um, her team and Elizabeth will help me to see them, but make sure you connect with me. There will be a link for the gift at the end. So the number one lie that we've been told is that we need a partner. It's a fucking lie. And I mean, need a partner. That's codependency. How many of you have been in codependent relationships? More than I can count on my hands. Put C below if you've been in codependent relationships. We've been told we need someone to love us, to be with us, to get the house and the picket fence, and everything will be perfect. No, it doesn't work out that way. What we actually need, are you ready? What we actually need is sovereign, solo self-love. Sovereign, solo self-love. Put SSS in the chat or SSSL if you want. If you would like some more sovereign solo self-love. Stay with me because I'm going to give you, I think, 4 tips at least how you can have sovereign self-love. Just checking the time here. All right. Here's the thing. If you don't have sovereign self-love, even if people tell you you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're a rock star, you won't fucking believe it. The reason you need sovereign self-love is you need to have it in your own heart, a space in there that says, I believe in myself. I deserve this. I'm loving. I'm good enough. And when you have that sovereign solo self-love, then their compliments, their words have a place to land. It's like you've got a holding spot here. Your self-love is a place where you can now hold things that people give you, but you won't need it from them. It will validate what you already know about yourself. The women in our 12-month pleasure program, Cassie in particular, I'll tell more about it in part 2, but she used to constantly criticize herself. And we started using my superpower shame busting tool, and she was able to dissolve that self-hatred and start to speak to herself with kindness. Because here's the reality, our beliefs come to us in utero to 7 years old. And so if we don't transform those beliefs, they're going to keep shouting. See if my monkey works. Usually it makes a sound. No, not today. Oh, there it is. So if we don't address those and listen to them, and then I walk people through the 7 steps of belief repatterning, a mindset tool. If we don't transform those beliefs, they are going to stay in our subconscious and they're going to keep running us, and we get same shit, different pile, I call it. Okay. So Cassie was able to transform those beliefs and really believe that she deserved love, really believe who she is. I want to read a couple of quotes by Brené Brown, and then I want to share with you 4 tips that are going to help you to have more sovereign self-love. So one of the things that Brené Brown says is, the truth is, I'm going to put my glasses on. Here we go. All right. The truth is belonging starts with self-acceptance. Your level of belonging, in fact, can never be greater than your level of self-acceptance, because believing you're enough is what gives you courage to be authentic, vulnerable, and imperfect. So you could also say your level of self-love can never be greater than your level of your level of belonging, in fact, can never be greater than the level of self-love. You have to believe in yourself, and you need to get help to do that. That's the reality. Most of us cannot do that on their own. I got help. I have more coaches than I can count on my fingers over the last 20 years. All right. One more quote by Brené Brown. And if you hear noises outside, I'm in Mexico. There's always music and dogs and all kinds of things. So Brené Brown says, you either walk inside your story and own it, or You stand outside yourself and are constantly hustling for your worthiness. Put the word hustle below. If you have prostituted and hustled for your worthiness, like, oh, please tell me I'm good enough. Fuck, I did that more times than I can count on my hands and fingers and toes. And I'm done with that now. All right. Sovereign solo self-love. It's about belonging to ourselves. In our pleasure program, I support the women in stopping betraying our own souls to be loved by somebody else, to actually agree to no longer betray your own soul to get somebody's approval. Okay. So are you ready for the antidote? Are you ready for, if you're ready to hear the ways to have sovereign solo self-love, put yes or fuck yes below in the chat. All right. First of all, I want to say one more thing. The feminine's deepest yearning is to be seen. Who's doing all the selfies, right? It's the feminine. It's not men out there doing selfies. It's us as women. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how we're wired. But the reality is, until you have that self-love and see yourself as beautiful, like Cassie did, you will never believe it from anybody else. And the minute somebody criticizes you, you'll come toppling down because you won't have it solid. But when you're solid in yourself, even if somebody says you're so stupid or why the fuck did you do that or you're not good enough, you'll go, that's okay. That's what they believe, probably about themselves, not about me. Now, sometimes I get knocked down about it, but I get up faster. Okay. Your self-love will be such a solid foundation. All right. The first practice that I'm going to share with you is called the mindful mirror practice. This is a practice that I did consistently every day for 365 days. You don't have to do it for that many, but I just decided to do it because I was so done with the self-criticism. So the mindful mirror practice every single morning, or pick a time when you're already habits of habits, pick something you're already doing and tell yourself something kind in the mirror. Tell yourself something kind. So I would look at myself, and you have to make sure it's true. So I would look at myself and I would say, Vireo, I love your smile. Your smile just makes people feel safe and welcome. So I'd love if you share below, what's one thing you could tell yourself that you appreciate or like or love about yourself? Put it below in the chat. The second one I did is I said to myself, Vireo, I want to be your friend because ... I want to be your friend, Vireo, because you are so non-judgmental and you are so loving of people the way they are. You see the divine in people. And that's what I love about you. Now, that might not have been 20 years ago, but now it's true. Okay. So mindful mirror practice, put MMP, mindful mirror practice, if you are willing to practice that with yourself. We are almost at time. Oh my goddess. Okay. So I have a gift for you, a resource, an amazing resource that I told you about. This is 20 years in the making. Women started saying, Vireo, how'd you get so badass and confident at 64 and be so vivacious and alive? Well, I sat and I really thought about, for the women who were not able at that moment to join my pleasure program, I still wanted to give them something. So I put together this beautiful one-page PDF, 8 empowering steps to feel like a goddess, increase body confidence, and increase self-love. It's going to help you right away to start to dissolve some of that negative self-talk, dissolve the negative body talk. It's going to literally give you practices you can start doing right now today. And you are going to start to feel more body acceptance, eventually body love, eventually see your body as beautiful, and you're going to feel way more feminine. So put the word goddess below if you would like that. And then make sure that you check your spam and move Vireo, Vireo, Vireo at pleasurecoachvireo.com into your contacts and into your primary so that you receive, excuse me, my weekly bite-sized pleasure moments that I send out on Tantric Tuesday. All right. So you're going to have to come to part 2 to hear the rest of these. I am so adorable when I'm human. All right, come to part 2. Put the word goddess below so that you can receive 8 empowering steps to feel like a goddess and increase body love. And if you've already received one of these in the past, it's updated. So put goddess below if you want the updated next level version of 8 empowering steps to feel like a goddess, increase body confidence and self-love. And you're going to have to come back for the rest of the tips for how to be in sovereign solo self-love and 3 more hidden myths that keep you in body unhappiness and cause burnout. Much love. Give me some love and below. Let me know what your takeaway was. Make sure you put the word goddess below so I can give you my valuable resource.